Go.
Hi, I'm Lilli and Carey.
I'm Carey.
And we just finished our intermediate toward advanced cross-step waltz class.
Yeah.
You'll find some of these moves actually on the videos that we did when we came back or when we were in Russia. But we had a really nice collection of things. A lot of the things went backwards to start. We of course always do a little review of the basic. You'll find those on other videos, but ideally we're going to step down line of dance, I'm going to step across, I'm going to step down line of dance, I'm going to step through, across, and open. Ideally, I'm not going to stall out at any time in that basic. If I did, it ends up creating a bit of a chuck for her. 1, 2, 3, I stalled out. I don't want to pull her around. So I'm going to avoid that by continuously traveling down line. Particularly on this cross, when I'm facing the inside, I'm going to cross down line. That's going to help move the partnership down line.
She's also really focusing on facing me, especially on count 6, so that we return to that lovely home base position.
Looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're floating on the 2 and 5. Then we did forward zigzags. We're just going to be working our way back and forth as opposed to going line of dance in a circle here. So we're going to do half a basic. 1, 2, 3, and then we are going to head 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Hold them there. 4, 5, 6,
and off we go.
And step through. In this move, she pretty much is in the right place all of the time. It's my orientation that tends to move more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and off to our basic.
We really said that she's creating a really obvious space for me to move into, right? I am never unsure here of where I'm going because I can feel that she wants me to step backward. She really turns me with her body and I can feel that backward step, so everything feels super comfy and intuitive.
Absolutely. Then we did backward zigzags, but before we did that,
we did a waterfall.
We did a quick review of the waterfall.
There's a sort of in-between waterfall basic, but the waterfall as a move is really fun. That means you have to take a lot of backward steps.
At least 3. So I'm going to step across, back, back, still back, and now I'm going to turn to face the outside.
Turn us.
Right? So as opposed to pulling her around again, I'm going to think about where I want to end up and get my body facing that direction. Across, back, 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 turn, and through. All right? Then we went into backward zigzags. So on forward zigzags, we're going to go out of the hall. 1, 2, 3, 4. But when we're going to do a backward zigzag, we're going to go into the hall on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So it's basically a waterfall sandwich. He does the first half of the waterfall, but instead keeps going. Half a waterfall goes there,
1,
there,
2,
back
3,
half the waterfall,
4, 5, 6. So it finishes the second half there, just exactly as Claire said. Then we added the zig pivot. And the zig pivot is magical. Absolutely love it.
And it's kind of an illusion.
Right? So basically in a zig pivot, what I'm doing is I'm taking her from here,
Yale position,
and I'm rotating her around all the way around. So you'll notice this flip as we go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back 1. Remember on backward zigzags, we're going into the circle on 4. So when I hit 1, I'm going to take a nice strong step backwards so that I'm heading to the outside on 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, and 4. other lovely things. We're gonna
Things
go.
that went one direction and then the other direction.
So first thing we're gonna do is a tuck and turn with a hand change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right to
6.
right.
1 and 4. I step forward and forward release and pick her back up again.
She's really setting up environments where I'm taking the energy and running with it. So she sends me in this tuck and turn. This is normal. She changes hands and then rotates to face line of dance, which is going to make me keep going. Follows, I'm going to really keep that energy, keep a nice big frame, and then it'll cause me to bounce from here. The hand drops into a hammerlock, and I keep going. So when I go into the hammerlock, I'm rotating my left, and then when I come out of it, I'm rotating to my right until my frame stops me. So then we have this really great bounce. Both of our steps are going to be step, and
forward.
then I'm turning, and she's taking 2 small steps.
So notice I'm traveling to lead those moves and continue her rotation with a forward step, step, forward. With the tuck. 1, 2, 3, change hands, over rotate. 4, 1, and release, and pick your follow-up. Then we had an even cooler version,
Which is Lilli's turn.
so I'm still going to set up that tuck and turn. 1, 2, 3. But now I'm going to step down line. 4, 5, 6.
So what ends up happening is that she just keeps rotating. There's a little bit of a toss that happens behind her back. 1, 2, 3, 4, toss.
And
Good.
1. And then we're finished exactly the same way.
The move is really functionally the same for me. We should have all that same great connection on the other side.
And 1. And 4. And we'll release. All right. Then we had hip catch. So we're going to do the same tuck. It could be 3 steps of a grapevine as well.
She's then going to leave
1,
her hand
3.
on my back as I roll through this move. And she's asking me to travel, but not too much. 4, 5, 6, 1. In this moment, I am fully settled. It's the lower half of my body because I want to settle, but I don't want to go off axis, right? So I'm going to take the lower half of my body down.
I'm going to rotate. I'm going to change my weight back to my back foot.
She's going to have me step on
Back.
1, 2, 3. I settle in basically the same position, and now she can step out. 4, 5, 6.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can maintain this overhead hand
Or not.
or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 4, 5, 6, and 1.
Really lovely machine wash.
Yes. So then we have the shoulder catch. I love this move. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sliding my hand down to a prep on a shoulder catch where I end up with this hand. About 4, it's going to start with a waterfall. About 4, I'll start to slide it down. Right now, I'm facing the equivalent of the outside of the hall. When I get ready for that prep, I'll be facing the outside of the hall again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1.
And here we are. I'm in basically that same position I was in the hip catch. I'm really rotating to my right, and that's going to cause me this lovely bounce.
2, 3. I'm going to put my hand out. I'm going to meet her hand.
There's a stop sign there for me.
4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Catch walk forward, 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 and 1. All right. One more time. You say one more. How about that?
She
1,
opens up the frame so I know something's different. We roll through.
1,
Bam.
2, 3. Catch 4, 5, 6, and 1. Then we had something very, very similar to an outside turn with a prep to create a little bit of extra energy.
What this essentially ended up being, this is essentially an outside roll from West Coast Swing. We just found a fun way to adapt it into waltz.
So my first intention is I need to get a little ways away from her and back line of dance so that I can lead this prep on 4.
She also wants to tell me not to come forward, so she's going to do what we call the sort of release the doves action. As she sends herself forward, she's going to kind of send me back gently, and that's going to keep me there. 1, 2, 3, then she's going to step through, bringing the hands through for a prep on 4.
As I finish this, I'm going to start rotating to the outside because ultimately she's on the inside of the circle. I want to get her back to home on the outside of the circle. So as I drop this hand down, I'm going to start rotating my body to the outside. This brings us to 1. I'm going to lead a nice little pulse to send her in another turn. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to now drop this hand down and take a step forward, sending her back out.
This is our favorite free spin. 4, 5, 6. It's led as much with that step down line as anything else. This turn can feel really dizzying if I'm not really spotting both my lead and line of dance. If you watch as I move through it, I'm really aware of my surroundings and I'm aware of the pulse and the timing of the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, and 4, 5, 6, 1. Do it from this side. Going nice and slow, we've got 1, 2, 3, prep 4, 5, 6. We've got the connection here. The little pulse for 1 is going to happen. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. We've got great connection here where she steps out. 4, 5, 6, and there we are.
And 1. Let's do it up to
One
tempo.
more time.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you want, you can just send her in that free spin. Last one we had was something called the Leeds turn tetherball. And that involves a hand trap. I'm going to start out, you can do low hand or high hand, but low hand is maybe slightly easier.
We're going to get a hook.
Just hooks between the fingers. I step across 1, 2, 3. I want to give her room. I'm going to hand trap this hand over on my side. I'm going to step back 4, 4, 5, 6, and 1.
You want to step back on 4 every time, leads, but you really want to feel for when the right time to let go is going to be. You want to wait for that moment just before your fall is going to slam into you. To avoid that, but you want to get all of the good energy for it.
Unless you want to hug.
Let's put a bass drum.
All right, let's back up just a little bit. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
She gets ready.
Space.
She starts going. Go, go,
1,
go.
2,
Step
back.
back.